Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great Friday the 13th. We did pretty good in chat today. Again, we didn't have any big home runs, but I got some real nice trade. Just kind of stuck to my plan. I had one stock, stuck to it, nailed it, and just kind of shut down from there. I had a couple of things I had to do today. Dealing with my daughter. She's getting ready to graduate. She had an award ceremony today. Um, and then she's graduating in a couple weeks, and then we're shipping her off to Italy for a little bit. She's gonna kind of study some stuff over there. I wish I had that life when I was a teenager and graduating from high school. But you know, if your children can do what you couldn't do, then it's a satisfying thing. I can live that experience through her. But so I'm gonna kind of be in and out of chat. And so some of the moves I make, you should know what I'm looking for. I might not be there to call them out, because I'm working on some things, trying to put everything in place for her graduation party and the day of graduation and all of the stuff she's going to need when she goes overseas. So, I want to apologize now if I'm have to check out in the middle of a move or something like that. But you should know, if you've been following me, you should have a good idea of how I trade and what I'm looking for and all of that. But I'll continue to do these lessons and continue to these recaps and continue to help show you and help you understand what I'm looking at. JWN was on my watch this morning, and I had a couple stocks on, but this one, I watch them the 30 minutes going into the open, and usually I can narrow it down as to the ones that I'm going to watch going into, excuse me, as it goes into the open. And this one I was looking at this level here. If it's trading above the VWAP and moving averages and is holding a support, then I'm going to look to take it long at the open. If it's trading below the moving averages and VWAP and is holding below a resistance point, I'm going to look to take it short. But I watch going in the open because you want to see it continue to hold trend. And this thing broke down, closed below the VWAP, and then started to get bought back up. And it closed over everything. So really that could have been a good signal for me to get long at the open. And I'm trying to get in these stocks a little bit early to get more to move, because the way these things work, a lot of times we'll get a nice push up on the first candle and then it dies. The momentum is gone. So it's almost like a gap and go type trade, but it's a little bit slower, for me. So, what I did with this was I kind of waited until it gave me a good indication that this was going to stick, that this move up was going to stick. The VWAP was pushing up. So I went ahead and got it, here at 38.75. And we got a nice push up out of the gate at and I got out some here at 39.21. And that was a nice, first move. Now automatically when that happens, when I take my first cover, my stop will automatically go to break even. And this candle hit here, it opened, it pushed up, but then it started to sell off. And I started seeing a lot of sellers coming in. So I went ahead and got out. I didn't wait for it to close or anything like that, because I already took profit on my first, target. And so now I'm protecting the gains that I got initially by getting out, break even. And it doesn't always work this way. But what I do is I have several montages. I have 4 montages right now. One is going to have the entry that I want, where I want to enter. That's the one that I'm going to have the price that I'm looking at. And if it fills me, it's it has 5 cents to the upside or downside to get me in the trade. So this is, say I put in, in this case I put in 38.70 and I got filled at 38.75. So I got filled at the max. That 5 cents, slippage I got filled at. And so up here I'm looking at 39.20, to get out half my position. And I got filled at 39.21 for half, and then it came down. So automatically, when I go in at a certain price, I'm gonna put whatever price I got in at on this montage as the price that I will dump it if I take profit and I'm coming back to break even. So I had 38.70 on this. I had 38.70 on this. And I just left it because it filled at 75. I just left it at 38.70. So I figured if I lost 10 cents, big deal. But when it came back, it filled me at right at 38, excuse me, 75, which was perfect. And then the next thing I was looking at was, taking it off the fail push of VWAP. I was looking for a bounce, and I wanted to take it short off the VWAP. I think Mike and some other guys got short, here, because they sensed the turnaround or whatever. But this right here scared me. This deviation band, this a lot of times this will act as support. And I was looking for it to bounce off of that. That's what I mentioned in chat. And 38.60 was what I was looking to get in this at. So I had my order out at 38.60, and only half of it filled. Now, the way I have it set, it's either going to fill, the least that it's going to fill in my order is half. It's not going to fill a quarter or anything like that. If I can't fill half the order, then it's not going to fill me. And so I did get half here, and on this candle, the other half got filled. Now, this didn't scare me because this deviation band was right here. So this really didn't scare me that much. I just watched it and, wanted to see what it'll do. If it was to stop me out, then fine. But I was looking for the short on the VWAP fade. And as this comes down, I was looking for this to kind of move down and wash out a little bit. But, that didn't happen. We did get the fade down. And I didn't get the cover here at 38 like I wanted to. I did get 38.05 on this candle. So I did take half of it off at 38.05. Then we got the pop back above VWAP, and so I got out. It was practically break even, but I think I missed by a couple of cents. By 2 or 3 cents, I lost. I gave back because this didn't really fill at the same price. But like I said, I've got a 5-cent window. And, people have asked me about it, and I've just never really explained it, the type orders that I use. So I've been getting questions about, do I use a market order or a limit order or whatever. But I would never use a market order with the size that I'm trading now. It's always going to be a marketable limit or a limit order. So, that's what I'm looking at. So now I'm looking for this thing. If it holds above the VWAP, I'm looking for a long trade. And 40.03 was my target. So this was a nice, setup. So this closed above VWAP here. This candle opened and started to push. So I went ahead and got in. And right now I'm supposed to be running to the store to pick up some stuff. Some trinket gifts that we're going to give my daughter after the ceremony. And I'm getting in a trade, and I'm getting ready to walk out the door. So I do have a tablet now that I can get my chart with all my indicators and stuff on so that I can monitor it. Like on my phone, I would never do it because on my phone I couldn't get the moving averages, the VWAP, and all that. So even though I'm dealing with mobile, I've got my phone ready to log on in case something happens with the tablet or whatever. But I don't want to miss this move. This is the move that I was looking for out of the gate. I was looking for it to push to 40.03 on this trade, but it didn't. It got stuck. This didn't continue to run up. So off the VWAP, I was looking for this push up. So again, I take my first profit right here when it tapped the upper deviation band, because if it pulled back, I was going to get out break even. But it kept running up. And then we got this push, quick push through 40.03. And because it did this, I didn't take anything off. I already took half off here, so I got a half a position left. And if it did this, I'm looking at this next level. I'm looking for 41. And if it got 41, I was going to take the rest of it off. But then this candle opened, pushed a little bit, then started to sell. And whenever I see a bunch of sellers piling in, I'm going to go ahead and take it off, take some profit. So I took a quarter of position, or half the half I have on, I took here, and was just going to monitor this using the 9 as my guide to kind of, get 40, see if we were going to get 41. And I ended up getting 41.01 out of it. So that was a pretty nice trade. Now, I'm sorry if you hear the dogs bark loud. I'm actually outside on my deck. This is what I do on Fridays. It's a throwback from when I used to teach. When Friday came, I come home, take a shower, throw on my shorts and a t-shirt, and grab my beer and cigar and sit out on the deck. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. It's just one of the simple pleasures that helps me signify that it's the end of a work week. But even though trading doesn't feel like work to me, I love it. I'm ready for Monday morning to hit as soon as the market closes on Friday. So trading is not it's a job, but it's really not a job. So this is more like, it's more turned into a celebration that I had a decent week and I'm ready to move on and go to the next one. So those were my trades today, and I just wanted to go over that. I don't get to do this on Friday that often, but I decided that hey, I might as well do it. I can sit out here and do it and still enjoy the start of my weekend. So unless we're heading out of town or something like that, I'll probably be doing this on Fridays from here on out. And maybe I may do it on Ticker TV. I'm looking at doing these at 5 o'clock on Fridays and then 7 o'clock during the week. So if you want to see it live and you want to ask questions while I'm doing this, then Ticker TV would be the place to catch me. All right, well, that's it for me. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see everybody bright and early Monday in chat.